Hello, have you ever left your keys on the table? And then a few minutes later, you are running around the house looking for them? Or have you been talking on the phone and suddenly can't remember the name of that high school friend you just mentioned? You're not alone. Nearly 70% of people over 60 say their memories aren't as sharp as they used to be. But here's a little-known fact. In a small rural area of Georgia, 104-year-old Helen still reads the newspaper every morning, remembers the names of all 7 of her grandchildren, and still cooks dinner every night. When asked her secret, she just smiles and points to the salad in front of her. I've been eating this every day for 60 years. 2024 study from Colorado Longevity University found that a diet rich in certain vegetables can improve memory and reduce the risk of dementia by up to 39%. But here's the thing. Many of the most effective vegetables are rarely mentioned by doctors. Let's explore 10 vegetables that people over 100 years old have chosen to keep their memory sharp. And you will be surprised to see that some of them may be right in your refrigerator. 1. Spinach. Folate. The nutrient that the older brain needs. Spinach is one of the vegetables richest in folate, also known as vitamin B9. A 10-year survey of 3,700 elderly people in the Netherlands found that those with high blood folate levels had significantly better memory and were less likely to have dementia than the other group. Dr. Samantha Lee, a neurologist at the Mayo Clinic, shared, folate is a substance that helps maintain a stable nervous system, fights inflammation, and supports the formation of neurotransmitters, the information carriers in the brain. Easy to remember advice. A bowl of steamed spinach a day, memory loss less each year. 2. Kale. Antioxidants fight aging in the brain. Kale is known as the king of green leafy vegetables. But it is not only good for the heart, it is also very good for the brain. Kale contains a lot of lutein, an antioxidant that helps protect the brain from free radical attacks. A study at Tufts University showed that older people who ate 1 to 2 servings of kale a week had higher cognitive indexes than those who did not eat it. Mr. Joseph, 101 years old, living in New Jersey, said, I always mix raw kale with olive oil and eat it with lunch. My mind is still as sharp as when I was 70. Easy to apply advice. Use kale in salads or smoothies 2 times a week. 3. Arugula. Stimulates blood circulation to the brain. Arugula, also known as rocket, has a mild peppery flavor and is often used in Italian dishes. But few people know that this vegetable contains a lot of natural nitrates, which help dilate blood vessels and increase blood flow to the brain. Massachusetts internist Daniel Moore revealed, some of my older patients have improved their ability to concentrate after adding arugula to their daily diet. There is no medicine that simple. Tip: add a handful of arugula to your lunch sandwich, which benefits both your brain and your heart. 4. Broccoli. Supports the formation of new brain cells. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a compound that helps calm inflammation in the brain and stimulates the growth of new neurons. This is especially important after the age of 60, when the ability to regenerate neurons declines significantly. A 2022 survey in Japan found that people who ate 3 meals of broccoli a week had a 13% slower rate of brain aging than those who didn't. Easy to remember tip. A dinner of lightly steamed broccoli drizzled with sesame oil is both delicious and good for the brain. 5. Beetroot. Increases blood flow to the brain. Beetroot is not only eye-catching in color, but is also a natural medicine for the aging brain. Beetroot is rich in nitrate, like arugula, but is many times more powerful in increasing blood flow to the frontal lobe, which controls memory, judgment, and language. A study by Wake Forest University found that older people who drank beetroot juice for 4 weeks had better results on memory tests. Tip: drink a glass of beetroot juice in the morning instead of coffee. If you think aging means a decline in memory, it's time to change your perspective. Centenarians don't just live long, they live smart. And part of their secret is a common but underrated vegetable. 6. Parsley. This tiny vegetable packs a powerful anti-inflammatory punch. Parsley is often used as a garnish on the dinner plate. But you might think twice when you learn that this little vegetable contains apigenin, a plant compound that has the ability to rebuild synapses in the brain. These are the connections through which information passes to form memories and attention. A study at the University of Illinois found that apigenin can increase the production of new neurons in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. In my clinic, patients who regularly eat fresh parsley show significant improvements in short-term memory after a few weeks, says Cleveland neurologist James Franklin, MD. Simple tip: sprinkle fresh parsley on hard-boiled eggs, oatmeal, or soup. A small act, big benefits. 7. Dill. Soothes stress, helps the brain rest and recover. Have you ever felt mentally tired and had trouble concentrating after a bad night's sleep? Dill, a common herb used in fish dishes or Nordic-style grilled dishes, may be your brain's secret ally. Dill contains flavonoids, plant compounds that help reduce anxiety and promote deep sleep. A 2023 study from the Swedish Institute of Neurology found that older adults who ate 2 to 3 meals of dill per week reported longer periods of deep sleep and better concentration the following day. My wife always puts a few sprigs of dill in her salmon stew every week, says Robert, 99 years old, of Minnesota. I sleep well, and I can still read every night without forgetting the content. Easy tip: use fresh dill when preparing fish or baked potatoes, a gentle way to care for your memory. 8. Brussels sprouts. Cleanse your brain by supporting your liver. It may sound strange, but a healthy liver plays a key role in maintaining a clear memory. The liver helps remove toxins and metabolize compounds that are harmful to nerve cells. Brussels sprouts, the tiny cruciferous vegetable often seen around Thanksgiving, contain sulforaphane and glucosinolate, 2 compounds that help the liver function more efficiently. We see a clear link between liver health and cognition, explains Dr. Laura Simmons, a dietitian for older adults at the University of Toronto. People who eat a lot of cruciferous vegetables like Brussels sprouts have higher liver function and memory test scores. Simple tip: roast Brussels sprouts with olive oil and a little black pepper twice a week is enough to make a difference. 9. Lemon balm. Helps increase alertness without caffeine. Lemon balm, a mild lemon-scented herb, has been used since the Middle Ages to relieve anxiety and increase alertness. Today, modern science has proven this to be true. A study from Northumbria University, UK, found that older people who used lemon balm as a tea or spice showed faster nerve reflexes and significantly improved attention within 2 weeks. Mary, 97 years old, from Portland, shared, I replaced my afternoon black tea with lemon balm tea. I didn't have trouble sleeping, and my mind felt lighter and brighter. Tip: add a few fresh lemon balm leaves to warm water or salad, and use it instead of afternoon tea to help the brain relax and stay alert. 10. Celery. Calms hormones that damage memory. When we are chronically anxious, the hormone cortisol increases. Excessive cortisol levels damage areas of the brain like the hippocampus where memories are stored. Celery contains luteolin, a flavonoid that lowers cortisol and calms the central nervous system. In a study at the University of Florida, people who consumed celery juice daily for 21 consecutive days had an average decrease in cortisol levels of nearly 18%, while their scores on a memory test increased by 12%. Endocrinologist Caroline Bush said, "Not everyone needs medication. Sometimes just a few stalks of celery a day are enough to help clear the mind and reduce memory loss." Tip: blend celery with green apple and lemon. Drink before breakfast 2 to 3 times a week. to reduce stress on the brain. If you've ever worried that you're getting forgetful with age, you can now take the initiative to protect your memory by simply adding these vegetables to your meals. The smart vegetable eating habits revealed by long livers. Charles, 102 years old, from Seattle, used to be a physics teacher. To this day, he can still solve Sudoku puzzles every morning without glasses. When asked, he shared, "I don't follow any strict diet, but I make sure to have at least one green leafy vegetable at every meal." I once heard a doctor say, "The brain ages because you don't give it the nutrients it needs, not because you get old." From then on, I considered vegetables as brain nutrition, not just food. Neurologists agree. You don't need to eat a lot. Just eating regularly and with the right variety can make a long-term difference. Some tips to help maintain a regular vegetable eating habit. Don't keep too many vegetables in the refrigerator. Only buy enough for 2-3 days to keep them fresh. Always prepare them in advance and store them in airtight containers, saving time at each meal. Find ways to combine vegetables with your favorite dishes. For example, if you like bread, stuff them with arugula. If you like eggs, sprinkle parsley on them. Try rotating 1-2 new vegetables each week to avoid boredom and stimulate your appetite. You don't have to be a nutritionist to take care of your memory. Just do one thing. Make vegetables a natural part of every meal. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish your brain. And with the right choices, you are protecting your own bright future. Every day, every week. In the next part, we will explore common mistakes when eating vegetables that make their benefits neutralized, and listen to practical advice from a neurologist in California, who has witnessed positive changes in elderly patients just by changing the way they eat vegetables. Common mistakes that make vegetables lose the effective memory. You already know which vegetables are good for the brain and how to combine them in meals. But many elderly people, despite eating enough vegetables, still complain that their memory does not improve. The reason may lie in the following common mistakes. 1. Overcooking, killing nerve nutrients. Steaming for 5 minutes helps retain sulforaphane from broccoli. But if you boil broccoli in boiling water for 15 minutes, most of the active ingredients are destroyed. The lutein, folate, and apigenin in vegetables are extremely heat-sensitive, warns California neurologist Maria Jenkins. If you overcook them, especially in boiling water or deep frying them, you're left with fiber, not brain nutrition. Easy tips to remember. Steam or stir-fry them quickly for 3-5 minutes. Use fresh vegetables when possible. Salads, smoothies, sprinkles. Don't reheat vegetables multiple times a day. 2. Eating vegetables that lack good fats is not absorbed by the brain. Many people cut back on fat because they're afraid of increasing cholesterol. But in fact, a small amount of good fat, like olive oil, avocado, or walnuts, helps the body absorb lutein and vitamin K, 2 nutrients essential for the brain. A study at Harvard University found that people who ate salads with olive oil absorbed 7 times more lutein than those who ate vegetables without fat. Simple advice: always add a little olive oil to salads or steamed vegetables. Use walnuts or chia seeds as a side dish. Add a few slices of fresh avocado to a vegetable smoothie. 3. Too little, not enough to make an impact. Eating 1 serving of kale a month is unlikely to make a noticeable difference to memory. Most studies show that at least 5-6 servings of leafy greens a week are needed to maintain stable cognitive abilities in people over 60. I used to think that eating salad a few times a week was enough, says Gerald, 95, of Ohio. But when my doctor told me to eat vegetables every day, even just a small portion, I started to notice that I forgot names less often, and my mind was less cluttered when reading the newspaper. Easy hint: 1 serving equals 1 handful of raw vegetables or half a cup of cooked vegetables. 5 servings or week is the minimum. 7 minus 10 servings is ideal. 4. Taking vegetable supplements instead of eating the real thing can do more harm than good. Some people turn to vegetable extract capsules for convenience. But according to Laura Matthews, MD, of the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine, supplements may lack heat-sensitive enzymes and antioxidants. They also lack fiber, which is important for feeding the gut bacteria that keep your brain healthy. Instead of pills, you can make vegetable juices or smoothies at home. Use fresh vegetables, rotating them throughout the week. Make your own simple, lightly spiced soups or salads. Pro tip: let meals be your first clinic. Neurologist Maria Jenkins, who has worked with Alzheimer's patients for more than 20 years, shares. I once saw an 82-year-old woman improve her short-term memory after adding spinach, kale, and beets to her diet for 3 months. She didn't change her medication, didn't take supplements, just changed her vegetables. According to Dr. Maria, the human brain is like a living system. If you provide the right ingredients, enough antioxidants, vitamin B9, lutein, the nerve cells will maintain flexibility and connection. The key is not drugs, but persistently eating the right food every day. Where can you start? If you are in your 60s or older and regularly forget people's names, forget where things are, or find it difficult to concentrate when reading, you don't need to wait for more serious signs to take action. You can start simply by choose 1 minus 2 vegetables from the list of 10 listed. Eat them every day. Save the sample menu for 7 days and try it next week. Note how your body reacts. Do you sleep better? Are you more alert? Share the menu with your partner or children to do it together. True stories from senior people. 1. Evelyn, 100 years old, lives in Oregon. Evelyn used to be an elementary school teacher. At age 90, she started to notice that she was forgetting the names of her former students, and sometimes even what she had for lunch. Instead of accepting it as old age, she decided to change her diet. I read an article about spinach and kale, and I thought, what's the harm in trying? I added them to every lunch, sometimes salad, sometimes steamed with fish. After about 2 months, I noticed that I was remembering the names of my former students faster and reciting old stories more clearly. Today, at age 100, Evelyn can still read without glasses, write letters to her grandchildren, and occasionally win at dominoes. 2. Samuel, 88 years old, Texas. Samuel used to be a mechanic. At 82, he was diagnosed with early-stage dementia. Instead of relying solely on medication, his daughter, a nurse, suggested a change: a glass of beetroot juice every day. It was strange at first, but I got used to it. I added a few slices of lemon and celery to make it easier to drink. After a few weeks, I found myself concentrating better when reading the newspaper. I no longer forgot to turn off the heater like before. His doctor also noted a marked improvement, and he continues to maintain this habit to this day. 3. Dorothy, 94 years old, California. Dorothy used to suffer from chronic insomnia. This made her tired, forgetful, and had difficulty concentrating. A friend recommended lemon balm and fennel tea for dinner. I never thought a cup of tea could make such a difference. I started sleeping well. My mind was clear. Then I tried Brussels sprouts and parsley in my baked goods. After 6 months, Dorothy shared, it's not that I became smarter. I just felt clear-headed, like I was 60. Did you know that the lands with the highest proportion of people over 90, with good memories in the world, all have one thing in common? They eat vegetables every day, the right kind and the right way. Some places like Ikaria, Greece, known as the island that never forgets, where people live the longest in Europe. They eat wild vegetables like arugula, kale, celery, and dill every day. The dishes are cooked simply, with little salt and lots of olive oil. Okinawa, Japan. The elderly of Okinawa are famous for their outstanding longevity and clear minds until the end of their lives. They eat vegetables every meal, from greens, cabbage, to traditional herbs. They consider meals as medicine and vegetables as brain tonics. Nicoya, Costa Rica. A poor rural area with surprisingly low rates of Alzheimer's. Elderly people eat a lot of spinach, radishes, and celery. The staple food is homegrown vegetables, without elaborate processing. Things to remember. Vegetables can't cure everything, but they can prevent bad things from happening. No vegetable can replace medicine or completely restore lost neurons. But the research is clear. Vegetables can slow down memory loss, reduce neuroinflammation, and maintain long-term clarity. In the final part, we'll show you how to incorporate these vegetables into a weekly menu that's easy to make, economical, and suitable for the elderly. In addition, you'll hear from a neurologist in California who has seen many elderly patients improve their memory just by changing their vegetable eating habits. 7-day menu to help keep your memory sharp. Apply right at home. After knowing the 10 types of vegetables that help people over 100 years, old maintain a clear memory. The question is, how to add them to meals in a simple way without taking much time and suitable for the elderly. The answer lies in the 7-day menu below. Built on the advice of a neuronutritionist and the eating habits of long-lived people in the U.S., Japan, and the Mediterranean region. Each day is simple, with few ingredients, but helps the brain to be properly nourished. Monday, start gently, cleanse and regenerate. Morning, celery and apple and lemon juice. Lunch, grilled chicken sandwich and arugula and tomato slices. Dinner, grilled salmon, steamed broccoli, and a few slices of sweet potato. Tip, sprinkle fresh parsley on fish for added flavor and apigenin to help with memory. Tuesday, increase oxygen to the brain, circulation. Morning, oatmeal cooked with chia seeds, sprinkled with dried dill. Lunch, kale salad with olive oil, walnuts, feta cheese. Dinner, boiled chicken breast and sautéed spinach with garlic and brown rice. Note, kale and spinach should be lightly cooked or mixed with oil to increase nutrient absorption. Wednesday, focus on deep sleep and brain cell recovery. Morning, boiled eggs and whole wheat bread and lemon balm tea. Lunch, Brussels sprout soup and dill and stewed carrots. Dinner, pasta with pesto sauce and add arugula salad on the side. Tip, add a few apple slices with peanut butter in the mid-afternoon to avoid a blood sugar drop, which can cause loss of concentration. Thursday, support liver function, cleanse toxins that affect the brain. Morning, beetroot and celery juice. Lunch, pan-fried sardines and kale and pumpkin seed salad. Dinner, lentil soup with Brussels, sprouts and dill. Explanation. When the liver functions well, the ability to filter neurotoxins is enhanced, helping you feel less mentally tired. Friday, stimulate attention and reflexes. Morning, oatmeal and sprinkle with fresh parsley and strawberries. Lunch, seaweed rice rolls with spinach and eggs. Dinner, chicken stir-fried with celery and bell peppers and some roasted sesame seeds. Note, drink 1 glass of warm water mixed with a few lemon balm leaves before bedtime to sleep more deeply. Saturday, load up on anti-inflammatory nutrients, protect brain neurons. Morning, kale and green apple and flaxseed smoothie. Lunch, mackerel and arugula and lemon sauce on whole wheat bread. Dinner, pumpkin and celery porridge and steamed beetroot slices. Sunday, relaxing day, enjoy and recover. Morning, omelette with parsley and dill and goat cheese. Lunch, Mediterranean vegetable soup. Dinner, pasta with olive oil, garlic and sautéed spinach. Recommendation: replace sweet dessert with half an avocado with salted lemon. The good fat helps absorb lutein from vegetables more effectively. A survey from the Brain Health Network found that older adults who maintained a diet rich in green leafy vegetables and anti-inflammatory vegetables for 6 months improved their memory test scores by an average of 17%. Final summary: vegetables, a simple but underrated memory-protecting tool. In a world where everyone is looking for quick fixes, instant pills, or expensive brain supplements, the truth is simple. Vegetables, when chosen right, cooked right, and eaten in sufficient amounts, are a natural defense against aging memory. Long-lived people don't just live long. They live clear, active, and happy lives. And the secret starts with your plate. If you're worried about your memory fading, don't wait until you need to take medication. Open your fridge, take a look at the vegetables you have, and start with today's meal. Here's a question for you. Have you tried any of the 10 vegetables listed above? And if there was only one vegetable you would choose to eat all week to keep your memory sharp, which would it be? Share in the comments so others can learn from you.